What is going on, everybody? This is Beanie and welcome back to another video. Today I just got done recording and uploading another video, and I had to turn around and upload another one right away because they came out with a new trailer for MLB The Show. This one showing off a few new legends that we might see, and there are particularly 4 new legends that I have confirmed will be in the game through the trailer and through the GameStop Monday that we saw yesterday that I want to talk about today, and they are some big ones, guys. They are guys that I'm really excited about, especially 2 of them. But first, we're going to talk about the 2 of the ones who are going to be good, but not, you know, they're not going to be game breakers or anything. But those last 2, I'm telling you, they could be some of the best cards in the game at their position. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, the first new legend that I have confirmed through yesterday's stream, or through yesterday's GameStop Monday and the trailer today, is Larry Doby, the Cleveland Indian legend who was just a huge power threat back in the 40s and in the 50s. He was a great hitter. He was also a very good defensive center fielder, and if you picked the right year for him, he could have a very, very intriguing card in 2018. In that particular year, in my opinion, his best card is probably going to be from 1950. It could be an all-star, it could be a breakout. I'm not really sure which direction they're going to go with that, but in 1950 he hit .326 with a 442 on base percentage, a 545 slugging percentage. He hit 25 home runs, and the reason I think that this is going to be his best card is it was also a very good defensive year for him. And he also, this was the only year that he had an average above 300 for like a long full season. And he also had some power. He had some better power years. He had some years where he hit 30 plus home runs, but 25, I feel like that's going to be good enough to get him enough power for him to be usable. He was never that big of a stolen base threat, but he stole 8 bases. He was never a bad base runner or anything like that, and he'll probably have like mid-60s speed or something, so he's not going to be a slowpoke out there. But you're mainly getting this card for the decent defense and to be a good offensive threat. You know, I said the next one wasn't going to be a game breaker and everything, but the more I look at this card, or the more I look at this player, the more I think he really could be one of the best in the game at his position, and that is the new Joe Torre card. And Joe Torre, everybody knows that of him. I guess in recent memory, he's known as the legendary Yankees manager who led them to World Series after World Series in the 90s. And you know, he was a great manager, but he was also a really, really good player. And his best year probably came in 1966, his first year with the well, actually, was that his first year with the Atlanta Braves? I think that was the Braves' first year in Atlanta. He played in Milwaukee before that. So, yeah, he was a long-time Brave. But his best year came in 1966. And just a reminder, he plays catcher. So keep that in context whenever you hear these numbers. In 1966, he hit .315, .382, .560. That was his slash line. He had 36 home runs, a .943 OPS, a .156 OPS plus. He was a very good defensive catcher. This card could be an absolute monster in 2018. I mean, like, maybe we have another catcher to talk about in just a minute, and I know people are going to be more excited about him, but I'm telling you guys, this card could rival the card that we're going to talk about in just a minute for one of the best hitting catchers in the game, because those stats are juicy. He also had another year in 1971 in St. Louis where he hit .363 over the course of 700 at-bats with 24 home runs and a .976 OPS. The only thing that's going to make that card not quite as good as the Atlanta Braves card is his position. And that year he, I believe that he played third base mostly. So he's not going to be a catcher. He could be a very, very good hitting third baseman though. So Joe Torre could be an extremely intriguing card in 2018. Maybe one of the best hitting catchers if they give him the right year. The next card is my personal favorite just because I've always kind of liked this guy. I grew up with him, and he was always, even though he was kind of an asshole, he was always just one of my favorite guys growing up, and that is Albert Bell, the Oriole, the monster from the 90s for the Baltimore Orioles and the Cleveland Indians and the White Sox. Mostly though, his best year is definitely going to come with the Cleveland Indians. He was a left fielder and a designated hitter. Just so you know what position he plays, but just listen to these stats, okay? He hit .317, 401, 690 for a 1,091 OPS. The year before that, he actually had a better OPS of 1,152, but this year is really, really special because, just check this out, okay? The dude hit 50 home runs and 50 doubles. Just let that register in your mind. He hit 50 home runs and 50 doubles, hit over 300, 317. He was so... He was an absolute monster, guys, even for the era that he played in, because you know that people were sending balls out left and right in 1995. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of power going on then. Maybe not as much as like 1998, but I mean, it was a powerful era. It was right in the midst of the steroid era and all that. But 50 home runs and 52 doubles is absolutely insane. Now, I will say, you're not going to get a lot of defense or speed or anything like that from this guy, but he is going to be one of the best offensive cards in the game. He's easily going to break the 100 threshold for against all righties and lefties. He's probably going to have pretty decent... Well, actually, he'll have great vision. He only struck out 80 times that year. And how many at-bats? In 631 at-bats. He was very solid, guys. I mean, this is going to be probably like a right-handed version of Ted Williams, maybe. I don't say that lightly either, because it may be slightly worse. Like, he's not going to be quite up there with Ted Williams, but he's going to be pretty darn close if they pick the right year. But he's not going to have great defense, and he's not going to have great speed or anything like that. So just keep that in mind whenever picking this card. Okay, and the final card that I know everyone is just going to be going gaga over is Mike Piazza. And for good reason, guys. I say Joe Torre is going to be a great hitting catcher and all that. He's not going to come close to this Mike Piazza card. After I got into Mike Piazza stats and everything, the Torre is going to be very solid, but he's not going to come close to this Mike Piazza. The 1997 Mike Piazza card. Just check this out, okay? He hit .362, 431, 638. That was the slash line for a 1,070 OPS and a 185 OPS plus. Oh, and by the way, he also hit 40 home runs to go along with that, playing mostly catcher. I think he also DH'd a little bit that year, but mostly he was playing catcher. You know how deadgum absurd that is. I mean, that is just all-time great for a catcher. 362 with 40 home runs, to have that high of an average and have that much power input, that is what makes Mike Piazza a legend. His defense probably isn't going to be fantastic. It'll probably be kind of average, but his power output and his contact, he's not going to strike out a ton, only struck out 77 times and 633 at-bats that year. He is going to be phenomenal. Good vision, good contact, or actually great vision, great contact, great power. He is going to have it all. If I had to guess, I would guess that he's probably going to have 120 plus contact versus both sides and 110 plus power versus both sides with close to 100 vision. He's going to be so deadgum good, guys. This is a card that you are going to have to target early on, and you're going to have to go and pick him up. He was right-handed, so you do have to think about that when balancing out your lineup. If they have a really good Joe Mauer card or something like that, you're going to have to take that into consideration. Do you want to go with a righty or do you want to go with a lefty? But I can almost guarantee you that from an attribute standpoint, the Mike Piazza is going to be the best hitting catcher in the game, and I'm extremely extremely excited about them putting him in the game. So that is going to do it, guys, for brand new legends that are going to be coming to MLB The Show 18. Mike Piazza was speculated on a ton, but we never could get any confirmation until today. And I'm so glad that I could bring this info for all the people who haven't seen the new trailer. Go and check that out, by the way. It's a really good trailer. It gets you really hyped up for MLB The Show 18. But guys, that is going to do it for me. I will see you guys later, but until then, peace!